What is going on, guys? Davion here, 777's Barbell Club with the powerlifting meet recap. Over this past weekend, I competed at the USA Powerlifting Pokerface meet, which was held at Fighter Quit Gym here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Overall, the meet was ran very, very well. Fantastic staff, great gym owners, spotters, loaders, judges. Everybody was great. Everybody was very, very friendly. I had a great time, but I want to go ahead and get into the actual meet itself and how I perform. Now, stepping into the meet, I had a few different goals that I was really focused in on. My number one priority was getting to a healthier weight and competing at a lower weight class. So I wanted to compete at 275 in comparison to me competing at 308 where I was previously. I weighed in at 269, so my first goal was achieved of getting down to a lower weight class. My other two goals, I wanted to hit over a 500-pound competition squat, as well as going 9 for 9 on the day. Now, hopping right into the squats of the day, my very first squat opened up at 452 pounds. Wanted to kind of get an easy first lift of the day out of the way, set myself up for the rest of the day and move pretty good. Now, moving into my second attempt, based upon how that first attempt went as well as my last heavy single in prep, which is 475 pounds, I decided to take a little bit heavier of a jump and jump up to 485 pounds for my second. It got a little bit sticky at the top, but still was very confident with the way that it moved, happy with that overall. And now it was time to go ahead and jump into that 500-pound squat. Now, here's where things got a bit interesting. So after I put in my third attempt, I'm kind of sitting back in the bullpen area, and I'm looking at the lifting cast screen, and I noticed that the order of lifters changed. So there were three people, including myself, who were going for the same third attempt. And I was initially behind those individuals, and now I was in front of them. I was a little bit unsure if this was an error or whatever, but I decided, hey, I'm there. Let's go ahead and just make it happen. So I was a little bit worried, but, you know, I channeled my favorite football player of all time, Ray Lewis, and I just said, what time is it? It's game time, and I decided to go ahead and try to make it happen. So I hyped myself up, go out there, put that weight on my back, and I was holding there for an eternity, waiting for the down command, and then the head ref said, wrong lifter. So I was confused, the judges were confused, and ultimately, after them talking for a few moments, it was determined that I was in fact the next lifter up. So all of kind of that hyping up that I did, all those smelling salts that I smelled, all of kind of that adrenaline that was pumping in me, I really felt like a balloon that all the air was let out. And the timer started, so I literally had only another minute to go back under the weight. Once again, hear Ray Lewis in my head, thought to myself, this is your time. You've been grinding. You've been working hard. You got a dog in you. It's time to make this happen. I go there, put the weight on my back, and it was the longest grind of my life, but I was able to get the weight up. I'm very hard on myself when it comes to reps. So as I'm watching this kind of video back, I'm thinking to myself, was there a little bit of up and down motion? Did I get a clean rep in or out or not? But ultimately, it was, white lighted by the judge. So, I'm still happy with being able to get that overall. So all in all, squats went well. Started the day off on a good note. Moving into benching at the beginning didn't really go as well as I'd liked it to go. Starting off, I opened up at 314 pounds. I think I may have mistimed my warm-ups. I only had about 3 minutes between my last bench press warm-up and my bench press opener. And going into that bench press opener, I literally came to the bottom. I felt like I had no power in the bottom of that bench press. So I ended up taking 314 again for my second attempt, and this went way smoother. So very happy I was able to kind of get there and get that bench press clean. Last thing I wanted to do was do all this work and bomb out because, I didn't get a clean bench there. My last bench press attempt, I really wanted to break 335 for that, but I decided to play it a little bit conservative and only go for 325 pounds, which I was able to do. So far, 2 lifts in the day, competition PR for squat, competition PR for bench press. And now moving into deadlifts, we actually opened up deadlifts at 457 pounds. This move really smooth. I was very, very happy with deadlifts move. So from there, I decided to make another kind of biggish jump and actually put my current personal best for deadlifts on the bar, which was 501.5. Again, this moved relatively well. Really happy with the way that the deadlifts actually went. Now, moving into the last deadlift, at this point of the competition, there was only 2 people in my weight class in my division. The guy who was in first place, I think we tied on squat. I was a little bit ahead of him on bench press, but just based upon how his deadlifts were looking at the beginning, I knew there was no way I was going to catch this guy. So I was kind of determining in my mind, did I want to do a smaller jump or did I want to do a bigger jump? And I decided, hey, you put in all this work. Let's see if we can pull something a little bit heavier. So I ended up putting in an attempt of 529. Now, the lift overall, or the meet overall, the production was fantastic. Down the middle of the aisle, they had like a purple carpet. It had fake money, fake poker chips, playing cards. And on your deadlift final attempt, you walked down the middle of the aisle. There was smoke. There were lights everywhere. So, the energy was there. I was extremely hyped. Got there, pulled the bar, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to lock it out. I got it just above my knee, so it moved pretty well. I was very happy with it, but wasn't able to lock that out. So, so no deadlift PR for the day, but I think with a more conservative attempt, I would have definitely been able to do more than that 501, but that 529 just wasn't there for me that day. So overall, very happy with where the competition went. So I was actually able to put in a total of 1,328 pounds with a 344 dots. This is about a 100-pound increase over my previous meet, which was just in September of 2022, and about a 35-point dots increase as well because of the increase in my overall total in conjunction with the weight loss. So very happy with the way that the meet progressed, happy with the training that I was able to receive through Evolve AI. I also really want to say thank you to everybody who's watched my videos, who have given me words of encouragement. Sometimes the home gym situation get a little bit lonely sometimes. You don't have training partners, and this may seem a little bit cheesy, but sometimes I feel like the people who watched here, you guys are kind of like my training partners. I'm watching your videos, commenting, you're watching my videos, commenting, really making sure that we all stay honest and that we're really putting this work in. So I really want to thank anybody who cared, anybody who sent me any sort of pings. I mean, I literally had people who were sending me messages Sunday morning asking, hey, how did the meet go? How did the meet go? How did the meet go? And I really want to let you guys know I appreciate that. One thing I also want to talk about in this video is actually going to be the meet day UI and the meet day experience in Evolve AI. Quickly, I really feel like that is the biggest area of opportunity for Evolve AI as well as Juggernaut AI. I used that last year. The meet day UI is pretty much the same and the limitations are pretty similar. You're going to see all three of your lifts. You're going to see kind of your attempt suggestion, and you're going to see a low attempt as well as a high attempt. Now, when I missed my first bench press, you go in, you press no. It doesn't really suggest, hey, go for this other weight again, or it doesn't really give you any sort of suggestions. Or even if you were to, make a bigger jump than what is suggested, it doesn't even then adjust where your next attempt would be. So I think them putting a little bit more focus in the meet day UI and just the meet day experience would really help. Even something like maybe you're going for your next attempt and, hey, if you make it and you rate it a certain way, maybe it'll suggest something else. But that's just something that I think would be kind of useful. I also think maybe a little bit of insights on just warm-ups, how far out to warm up. Those are things that unless you have a handler, unless you're in a group of people who really know kind of how a powerlifting meet runs and they've been experiencing that sort of things, they may not know. I've done a few meets, so I kind of know when to start things. But there's a lot of people who are using this app who don't have a training group, who don't have another coach, and they really don't know how to do these things. So I think really putting more effort into the meet day experience is really going to set these apps apart from kind of other cheaper coaching services. So I'm all over the place right now. Last thing I want to cover is what is next for me. So, I've used Juggernaut, I've used Evolve, and maybe I'll do another video in the future to go over this a little bit more in depth. But as of now, I will be sticking with Evolve going forward. And what I plan on doing is I've actually already started. I'm going to be going into a bridge block phase. So I'll be doing a bridge block for 4 weeks. And then after that, I'm actually going to be doing a power building program. I believe I'm probably going to do the power building for maybe 8 to 12 weeks and then probably transition into a normal power lifting program after that. As of now, there aren't any other meets scheduled in my general area up until at least August. And that's, I believe, West Coast Regionals, which is already a full meet. So I really don't have anything on the anything kind of on the calendar right now, but I just want to keep on training hard, use this time, focus on some power building, build some muscle, keep on eating healthy or getting down in weight. And who knows, maybe next time it's time for me to compete, I can get down to 100 kg, 110 kg, and really start pushing myself a little bit more there. But overall, guys, that's all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for all the support again. Thank you for your patience as I was waiting to get this footage back for the video. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead, comment them below. Follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff. But as always, guys, this is Davion with 777's Barbell Club. Keep on lifting.